and I saw her little, drop the mic moment about not being able to trust men. I really viewed it as you need to not trust yourself because you make stupid ass decisions. When that guy is driving and he's not driving to the restaurant y'all talked about, and you know that should be an immediate red flag, and you should be grabbing for your pepper spray. She's a poor decision maker. She's 30 years old. You should know better by now.
I mean, I'd much rather get paid $12K than $12, bro. This one girl, where was this at? Was this in England or?
Yeah, it was in the UK.
Yeah, we might as well. We're going to London sometime soon because we cover so many English fucking stories. But this one, TikToker, she told a story about like a date where the guy catfished her, and she said that he used his cousin's picture. And he told her he uses his cousin's picture to talk to women online. And he picked her up in his car. She actually got in after seeing that he wasn't the person he said he was. He was supposed to take her out to eat. Instead, they went to like the park or something where, they walked around for like a half hour before he pulled out some money in his wallet. And he had $12 in one hand and $15 in the other. And he told her whichever hand that she picked is how long she had to give him oral sex for.
Shame.
Terrible.
Shame.
She said she instantly ran out the car as fast as possible and walked home at 11 p.m. The now 30-year-old admitted, "I've learned a lot from this experience and always vet dates before meeting them." And she said that she hasn't really trusted men since that day. We talked about catfishes a lot. I don't think we've ever talked about anyone propositioning somebody for oral sex for $12. Like, what kind of balls does this guy have? That seems nuts to me.
Here's the thing, though. When I read this article and I saw her little, drop the mic moment about not being able to trust men, I really viewed it as you need to not trust yourself because you make stupid ass decisions. First off, if you're meeting somebody for the first time that you met online, you should not tell them where to pick you up. You should meet them at a public location.
Yes.
Second off, when that guy is driving and he's not driving to the restaurant y'all talked about, and you know that should be an immediate red flag, and you should be grabbing for your pepper spray. Because he didn't take her to the restaurant they talked about. He took her to a car park, and that's when he was like, "Yeah, let's get it going."
Yeah,
10 or 12 or 15. Which one you want? Just flip the 2 and it's the same. So take the less. Like, it's just I think for her, she's a poor decision maker. She's 30 years old. You should know better by now.
She learned her lesson, she said. Now she has, more followers on TikTok for documenting this moment. Do you think people are just trading in shame for clicks and maybe sympathy? Because, a lot of people were feeling for her in the comments.
Yeah, I think so. I think that, this is clearly a bad experience, which I get, but you got to be better. You just got to be better.
Bro, well, how would you react if you knew, like, you had a cousin who was using your pictures to catfish people online? Like,
oh, I'd be mad. Because that could lead to other problems. Like, let's say your cousin does something crazy and like really assaults a woman. And then because the pictures that they have are your face, they're going to come after you. It's not that hard to find somebody with a Google image search or X-ray search anymore. So yeah, that would not be cool. That would not be cool.
That's not cool at all. I'd be really mad.
Yeah,
like that's like a fighting situation.
Mm-hmm.
Don't use my pictures to be no catfish, especially if we're related, as if that justifies it. But he did tell her instantly, so I think hopefully she learned her lesson, and hopefully people will watch this video and be like, all right, I'm not gonna do no shit like that either.
Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy. She said they talked for 30 to 40 minutes, but it was a very sexual conversation, and he made me feel uncomfortable. I just kept shutting that talk down. But 30 to 40 minutes of him trying to come on to you, and y'all were still in the car driving because he took you to a car park. So She should have been sprayed this man in his face.
Yeah, she ran away, and now she's gonna do, a better job of vetting her dates.
Yeah, now that her video got 30,000 views.
Good for her. Yeah, personally, like, if someone catfished me like that, it was a completely different person. Date's over. Like, I'm not gonna move forward with this. I'm damn sure not getting in no car with nobody who, like, for real, that's crazy. But yeah, it happens pretty frequently. Like, I mean, I've gone out with people, like I've said previously, who look different, but kind of using angles more so. And I always kind of know it's a gamble the way certain people kind of take pictures of themselves, but you never really know like what you're going to get on a dating app. Actually, I remember a few years ago, this is totally different, but I matched with this girl who was like a musician, and she was like, "Oh, I'm only in town for like a few days," and she like was like, "Oh, you should come to my show." I was like, "Oh, really? All right." I didn't say all right, but I was like, "Oh, like tell me more about it." She sent me like a link, and it costs like fucking $15 to go. And she's like, "Oh, yeah, you can just come and meet me here." And I'm just like, I'm not fucking going to your concert. And then I show up, and it's like fucking 30 other guys that you met on Tinder, and we all just watching you sing. Like, what kind of fucking weird shit is that?
That's a nice little spin around bag though. 30 times 15,
bro.
Hey.
You better put out some heat, yo, for real. That's crazy. What type of guy is actually gonna go and hope so? Like, I was offended at that. Like, I'm not talking to you. I'm not going to your lame ass show. Sorry, girl. You need to work on your strategy.
Man.
But I'm sure there's guys who showed up. I could not imagine like doing that. I'd feel like really shitty about myself.
I don't know. If I was dating and somebody asked me to go to their concert, I might think about it.
Would you pay to go?
If they asked me, I would have thought that it was like, oh, you get free tickets.
No,
but if it's if it's $15, it's like, that's light.
Nah, that's a lot, yo. You pay me to see you. Fuck out of here. I'm not doing this. For real, like, get the fuck out of here.
Oh man,
I don't even know you. I don't know your music. I'm not your fan. Like, fuck.
It is tough with the pictures and things now. I mean, remember back in the day, it was like, oh, if the background if the straight lines aren't straight, it's photoshopped. But now they can easily Photoshop their body and just put the same background right there, and it'll be fine. You can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Photoshop is the norm on Instagram and all these platforms now. It's just like everyone's using filters, and you have to have a real good eye for it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's tough. Another pet peeve of mine is like, there's women out there who have dating profiles, and there's like two of them, and they're like, or three of them. It's like, oh, it's Becky and Amy. Yeah. We're like together, and we like to double date. And it's just like, yo, grow up.
Yeah, be your own woman. Be your own person.
Unless it's a 2-for-1, leave me alone. Like, I'm not trying to pull in somebody else. Now I got to do work. Like, get your own profile, grow up. But this one woman, she's on another chase, man. She's like catching Pokemon, because she says she wants to date a man in every country, yo.
She's a passport bro.
She's a passport hoe.
Oh, dang.
No judgment. She said, she considers herself conservative. The further she's gone with these guys is making out with one guy.
I mean, she's a Florida native, so it full circle. Full circle, okay?
Yeah, man. She said, she's visited Chile, Argentina, Brazil, Uruguay, Colombia, Venezuela, India, Thailand, Indonesia, and the Philippines, Singapore, and America, using the money she makes from selling cryptocurrency.
Wow. While
the dates themselves are paid by the men. So she is a scammer on top of a scammer. And not only that, all potential suitors must be okay with her filming the date and then posting it to her TikTok. If not, she refuses the date. So not only is she having the men pay for the dates, not only is she a crypto scammer, but she's also using this shit for content. But she says, you know, she doesn't want to do this for the next 10 years. Eventually, I'm going to find someone and get married and all of that.
But this is what I'm saying, man. Women are so creative with, and this is an entrepreneur's mindset. She's getting so many different streams of income, not only from the social media aspect, she's got crypto at the same time. And then doing all this traveling, she's getting crazy miles on her card. And
Getting crazy miles on other things too, I'm sure. But she says no.
yeah, that's what she says. She wants to go on 100 dates. Yeah, all right. What's the return on investment? What's the percentage of guys that she's getting with in those 100?
I don't know, but she's getting a lot of content. You can follow her TikTok and see all the guys she's dating. It's an interesting, you know, concept. She says, you know, she usually spends like 4 or 5 days in one location and limits herself to one date to ensure that she reaches her goal. Though she says she doesn't mind extending the trip if there's a connection. So the one guy she said she had a really good connection with was a guy who, like, it was his birthday. I think it was in Venezuela. She was island hopping, and it was his birthday. He had a party on a yacht, and she said they also talked about like Harry Potter trivia on the beach. And she said, "Oh, that was the guy she took it the furthest with, and actually made out with him." But like, how would you feel, man? Do you think it's a coincidence the guy with the yacht made it the furthest? And also,
asking the real questions here.
yeah. And also, like, how would you feel? Like, would you feel comfortable being on someone's TikTok, knowing that, you know, you're just one of these guys for content, and you have to pay for the date?
Yeah, no, it would not work for me. Not if I know that essentially she's just going on dates to use people.
Yes.
Like this is like taking the whole New York City thing where people will set up dates so that they can have free meals for like 3, 4, 5 nights out of the week. This is taking that on steroids, because I'm sure when she goes on these trips, she's not paying for everything herself. Any day that she's dating somebody, especially if she's spending 2 days island hopping around Venezuela, he's probably taking her out. This is a guy with a yacht. Like, he's got bread. Maybe some guys like that.
Yeah, I mean, guys fucking pay for spit, and for women to walk them like dogs, this is light work compared to that, honestly. Some people are into certain types of things, you know. It's funny. I did see on this girl's Hinge profile, she put like, it was like, oh, like, name the most spontaneous thing you've done, and it's like, oh, I traveled to Turkey and Dubai with a stranger. And I was like, you told us a lot about yourself. Like, oh yeah, just happened to go to Dubai and Turkey with a stranger. Like,
Arab money. Arab money.
Yeah, so I mean, women do live in a different world, especially with the internet and dating. But honestly, I think this is pretty cool for her to, like, you know, explore. I love traveling and meeting new people. She says she loves like going out with locals who could kind of show her around. And I agree. Like, I like that as well, but I'm not doing it for like TikTok, you know, having people pay for me. But maybe I'm hustling backwards. Maybe I can learn from this woman. Maybe I could be like her.
I've been trying to tell you that for years. Go find a sugar mama.
Yeah, I don't think I'm cut out for
just for like 4 years. You don't have to get one though. Look at her. She's got 100 dates lined up over the course of the next couple of years. You could do the same thing with the sugar mamas.
I appreciate the motivation, bro.
No problem. No problem.
I'm good off of that, but I don't know. I would not be cool with being on these TikToks and having to pay for that shit.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm not doing both. Like, you know, either you pay for me and, you know, promote nochilllive. You know, we're on all platforms. You know, you guys got to subscribe and like the video. You know, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, we everywhere, Instagram. But unless you're gonna promote nochilllive, I'm good off you, girl. I'm sorry, but you know, do you think this is a way to find love? Because she says she wants to settle down in 10 years. Like, if you met her, would you be a little bit hesitant, like, to take her seriously after she's, you know, been around the world?
And she couldn't find her baby, but she's gonna end up with one. She keeps it up. I think that You know, for me, I couldn't probably entertain it just because you look at her social media, it's all like her dating profile. Her dating profile is every platform, and she's using it to get paid. Which, again, entrepreneur's mindset. I like that aspect, but that's not what I would want to date. Like if I, that would be like trying to date a stripper. It's just the stripper goes to the same club. She doesn't travel around to a whole bunch of different clubs around the world. So it's just, it's a little bit different.
I think there's some differences.
Obviously, there's differences, but if you magnify it, that's kind of what it is. A different form, it's apples and oranges somewhat, but they're both round fruits.
I think I get it.
I'm just saying, I couldn't do it. I could not do it. Would you entertain this person?
Oh man, I don't know. It couldn't be like an ongoing thing. If it's in the past and you had like a vlog or a blog and went through this, I'd find it interesting. If you're really ready, if the girl's really ready to settle down, I'd be okay with it. But all that shit has to get deleted. Like I'm not trying to have that shit just be there all the time.
She can't have 100 guys on her profile. What you mean?
No, I'm good. That's a lot of guys. Come on. Subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on Spotify, follow on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok,
all the apps. We're everywhere. We are everywhere.